Hi everyone, it's Sarah Brown here, and I'd like to welcome you back. Or if you're new, welcome and thank you for finding me. This is a power yoga practice that is an all levels practice. It is designed around the theme of heart opening. So if you're finding that there's any tightness through the top of the chest, if you've been sitting at a desk all day and you just really want to feel the expansion to be able to even get a full breath of air in, this is going to be perfect for you. So when you're ready, come to the back of your mat into child's pose. And we'll make a start. Taking your big toe mounds to touch, and we start to reach the fingers all the way out to the top of the mat. Allow the forehead to soften to the floor, and just allow yourself to melt into the floor. Just let the day go as you take a deep breath. Notice as you scan from the toes all the way through the legs, the torso, out to the crown of the head and the fingertips. Notice if you're holding any tension in any spots in the body. We often have habitual holding zones in our body with tension and stress. And when you can start to bring awareness to where you naturally hold those tightnesses and anxieties and tensions and stresses, you begin to have a really beautiful, nourishing conversation with your body. You begin to be able to check in and notice if things are starting to get out of balance. So you may hold the tension at the front of the ankles. You may hold your tension in your belly or your shoulders, perhaps the jaw, maybe your fingers. Just let it all go. As we take a deep breath in. Feel the breath expand into the lower rib cage and then let it go. Again, inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, begin to tuck the toes under. We'll lift the sit bones coming into a downward dog. The feet are tracing parallel, toes pointing to the top of the mat. Keep the heels off the floor if you need. And take a slight bend in the knees if you need. Begin to press the chest towards the long bones of the thighs. Give your head a little nod, right and left, yes and no. You're here, all is well. Take a deep breath in. As we exhale, lengthen the right heel to the floor. Inhale, bring the heel up, and exhale, lengthen the left heel to the floor. Do that a couple more times, just one leg after the other, just being really conscious of the back line of the legs and the back line of the hips opening up. And then when you're ready, find your stillness, maybe lengthen both heels down if you'd like. We take a deep inhale. Start to walk the feet towards the top of the mat, one heel after the other. Come to find the big toe mounds to touch. Place the hands onto the shin bones. We press the collarbones towards the outer edges of the mat. Lift the torso so it's parallel to the floor. Belly draws in. Just a slight almost tucking under of that tailbone. So if you notice that your belly is dropping to the floor, the rib cage is splayed, just knit the lower rib cage together, draw the belly in and lengthen out, flat tabletop at the lower back. We inhale. And as we exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees slightly. We circle the arms to the sides and above the crown of the head. Reach up, look up, squeeze the glutes. We exhale, draw the hands to your heart press center. Just feel yourself into the balls of the feet. Spread the toes wide maybe. And just lift the heels a fraction off the floor as though you could slip a piece of paper under your heels. And notice the transfer of your weight into the feet as you lengthen the spine through from the tailbone to the crown of the head. There's a lightness in the body, a softness in the face. Close the eyes down. We take an inhale and exhale. Inhale. And together we exhale. As a collective, we'll reach the prayer to the sky. Move as one in one unison wave. Exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. We inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant the hands. Allow forward release to knees. Step the right leg back into your long runner's lunge. Allow the thighs to be lifted off the floor, the belly to draw in, dome the top of the back slightly. We exhale, step the left leg back into your high plank, squeeze the elbows in towards the center line of the body. Lower the knees to the floor, untuck the toes, lower the chest and the chin to the floor in a baby chaturanga. Scoop the belly forward into baby cobra. We exhale, lower the forehead down, tuck the toes under, press through your high plank, squeeze the glutes, lift the belly, and then lift the sit bones, downward dog. We take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. Inhale, exhale. On your next inhale, fully expand the lungs. We draw the right foot in through tiger pose. Squeeze the heel towards the glute, knee to nose, dome the top of the back. We exhale, shift the shoulders over the heel of the hands as we step the right foot between the hands and lower the back knee down. We inhale, reach the fingers to the sky for your crescent lunge. As we take an exhale, a little undulation forward through the top of the back, we then inhale, look up, reach up, broaden the heart to the sky. Shift the sit bones forward as we lunge, belly draws in, protect the lower back. We then exhale, frame the front foot, place the left hand down inside right foot and yawn. Open the right arm to the sky. Broaden through the collarbones, press down into the left palm and reach the right fingertips to the sky to lengthen the spine. Inhale. We exhale, frame the front foot, draw the right foot in through tiger pose, place the foot beside the left, lower the knees down, untuck the toes, lengthen the collarbones forward. We lower the chest and chin to the floor, baby chaturanga. Scoop the belly through into baby cobra. We exhale, lower down, forehead to floor, tuck the toes under, press through high plank. Exhale, down dog. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. We take one more inhale. As we exhale, pull the collarbones away from the ears, broaden the shoulders, separate the shoulder blades, draw left heel into glute, knee to nose, tiger pose. Shift the body weight over the heel of the hands. Extend the shin bone to place the foot between the hands. Lower the back. Inhale, reach the fingers to the sky for crescent lunge. Exhale, slight undulation at the top of the back. We then inhale, reach back, look up, lift the heart and chest. Press forward into the front thigh. Exhale. We inhale, frame the front foot. Place the right hand inside the left foot. Reach and yawn, the left arm open, shoulders draw away from the ears, belly draws in. We press into the right heel of the hand. Exhale deeply. We inhale. As we exhale, framing that front foot, draw left foot in through tiger pose, place it beside the right, lower the knees to the floor. We lower the chest and the chin to the floor, baby cobra, chaturanga. Scoop the belly forward, baby cobra. Exhale, lower down, tuck the toes under, press through high plank, lift the sit bones high, downward dog. We take one cleansing breath in. Now as we exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, shin bones come parallel to the floor. We look forward, flat back to the floor, belly in. Step the right foot forward and the left to meet it. We inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. We bend the knees, the sit bones, reach the fingers to the sky, coming into chair, Utkatasana. Just rocking back into those heels, perhaps give the toes a little wiggle. We inhale, shoulders draw away from the ears. I'm going to squeeze those glutes and the inside seam of the legs together firmly. Inhale for 3. Exhale. Just checking in with those shoulders. If they're starting to ride up by the ears, let's pull them down. Knit the front rib cage together. Lengthen the tailbone back. flatten out that lower back, actively engaging the belly. We inhale. As we exhale, forward fold, hinging at the hips. We inhale. Halfway lift, flat back. Hands come to shin bones, broaden the collarbones, belly in. We exhale, plant the hands. Step the left leg back into your long runner's lunge. We exhale, step the right leg back, high plank. Lower knees, chest, chin, or full Chaturanga Dandasana. Top of the arms comes parallel to the torso, no lower. We then press the chest forward through the arms, broaden the collarbones. Up dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. We exhale, roll over the toes, downward dog. Taking a deep inhale, draw right foot in through tiger pose. Place the foot between the hands. Lower the back heel down 45 degrees. Inhaling, warrior one. So we're here for 3 breaths. We draw your right hip back, left hip forward. Shoulders are stacked above the hips and there's a slight tucking under of the tailbone. As we do that, feel the front of your left hip extend. We sink low into the front thigh and press it towards the right edge of the mat. Pressing your back pinky toes down, feel the arch of your left foot lift. And let's squeeze those glutes. Inhale, one more. We lift the heart, lift the chest, maybe even a little look up. Create space. We exhale, frame the front foot. Step the left leg, right leg back, lower chaturanga. Scoop through into your up dog. We roll over the toes. Exhale, down dog. Taking your left foot, step it through tiger pose between the hands, lower the back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Back leg is strong and straight. We're plugging the little pinky toe down, slight tucking under of the tailbone, belly draws in, so pubic bone is drawing up the front of the body towards your chin. Exhale. One more, we inhale. As we exhale, frame that front foot. Without scraping the foot, we step back through tiger pose. Place the foot beside the right. Lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Scoop into your up dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Exhale, roll over the toes, downward dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. Inhale. Exhale. We inhale. Exhale. One more. As we exhale, step right foot forward through tiger pose. Place the foot between the hands. Lower the back heel down. Inhale, warrior one. We exhale, open the arms, warrior two. 3 deep breaths here. Pressing the right knee back. Slight tucking under of the tailbone as we sink low into that front leg. Back foot is now 90 degrees parallel to the back edge of the mat. We're plugging the little pinky toe down, lift the arch of the back foot. Feel that lift engage the inside seam of your back leg. Pressing down in the arms, eye gaze is forward over the middle front finger. We inhale. Exhale. Sink low, we inhale. Exhale. One more, we inhale. As we exhale, let's flip that front palm, reverse the warrior. Maybe take a bind with the back arm around the front thigh. We then exhale, circle the arms to frame front foot. Step right leg back, high plank. Lower Chaturanga Dandasana. Scoop into your up dog. Roll over the toes, exhale. Downward dog. Inhale. Exhale. Draw left foot in through tiger pose. Place foot between hands, back heel down, warrior one. Inhale. Exhale, warrior two. So we're pressing that left knee back, a slight tucking under of the tailbone, a zipping up of the pubic bone at the front of the body. Back foot's plugged down, inside seam engaged. Pressing the arms down as we lift through the crown of the head. Inhale for 3. Inhale, exhale for 2. We inhale. Steadiness in the gaze. Exhale for 1. We inhale, flip the front palm, find a bind with the back arm around the front thigh, reverse warrior. We exhale, circle the arms to frame front foot. Step left leg back, high plank, lower chaturanga. Into up dog, inhale. Exhale, down dog, sit bones high. Continue to take a slight bend in those knees. Particularly if you've been sitting all day, and downward dogs are not a known posture for you. It's not something that you commonly do. Taking a slight bend in those knees just takes a little bit of the pressure off the lower back, and it stops hamstrings getting torn. One of the most common yoga injuries is a torn hamstring. It's never fun for anyone. So just mitigate that by taking a slight softness through the back of the knees. Always keeping safe. We inhale, lift the heels. Bend the knees, look forward, either step or lightly jump to the front of the mat. We inhale, halfway lift. We exhale, forward fold. The knees, sink the sit bones, reach the fingers to the sky. Utkatasana. We exhale, draw the hands to your heart prayer center. Squeeze back into those heels, draw the belly in. We twist left elbow over the right knee. Drawing the heel of the hands towards the right hip, we lengthen and twist from the navel, from your belly button, into your twisted chair. Inhale, aligning the knees up. So if you look down at your knees and you notice that your left knee's wandering more forward than the right, let's just square those hips off and make sure those knees are aligned. Inhale. Exhale. Stay with me, guys. We've got this. Inhale. And exhale. One more. As we exhale, hands come to heart prayer center. Take a deep inhale. Sink low, sink back. We twist right elbow over the left knee, twisted chair other side. Align the knees, heel of the hands towards the left hip. Inhale for 3. Inhale for 2. Inhale for 1. We then bring the hands to heart prayer center. Stand strong and proud as we reach the fingers to the sky. A little mini back bend at the top. Exhale. We then inhale, sink low into Utkatasana chair, hands at heart prayer center. For my new yogis, this one is a little challenging for you, but have a play. If you fall over, absolutely fine. The key is to have a go. For my regular yogis, we lift, left foot off the floor, step back into crescent lunge. Place left palm inside right foot, yawn right arm open. We inhale. Exhale, roll onto the blade edge of your back foot. Step right leg on top of left, Vashisthasana side plank. We inhale for 3. Lift the hips, lift the ribs, lift the heart for 2. For 1. Gently float the right hand down to the floor. Lower chaturanga. Scoop through into my up dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, down dog. Beautiful work. If you fell over, it's all good. You know where you are now. If you didn't fall over, but it was challenging, well done. You had a go. You're showing courage. We inhale. As we exhale, lift the heels, bend the knees, look forward. Lightly step or jump to the front of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. We exhale, forward fold. We have another opportunity. We inhale, bend the knees, sink the sit bones, reach the fingers to the sky to standing Tadasana. Little mini back bend. As we exhale, hands come to heart prayer center, chair. Shoulders draw away from the ears. Bring the heel of the hands towards your pubic bone. Press firmly into those hands. We squeeze the outer edges of the glutes, lift right foot just off the floor. We then lengthen, step back into crescent lunge. Reach the fingertips to the sky. We place right hand down inside left foot. Squeeze the left arm up to the sky into your lunge. Roll onto the blade edge of your back foot. Step left on top of right. Vashisthasana side plank, second side. Lift the hips, lift the heart, squeeze the glutes for 3. Exhale. For 2. Exhale. Last 1. We exhale, gently float the left hand down to the floor, lower Chaturanga Dandasana, elbows clip in, roll through into up dog. Exhale, roll over the toes, downward dog. Inhale and exhale. For 2. Exhale. Last 1. As we exhale, lengthen the heel of the right leg all the way to the sky. Separating those thighs, we draw the toes towards the shin. Inhaling, draw the foot in through tiger pose. Place the foot between the hands. Tent the fingers forward of that front foot as we stretch the front knee. Place the back heel on a 45-degree angle. Lengthen the spine. And we fold forward in pyramid. So we square the hips off. Internal corkscrew your back leg and notice the left hip pushes towards the floor as you do so. We then draw the right hip back, anchoring the big toe knuckle down of that front foot into the floor. Allow the forehead to release to the knee. So if you notice that you're looking forward to the front of the mat, just let it go. Even give the head a little nod, yes and no, right and left. Beautiful. We take a deep inhale, squeeze the glutes. Place your left palm inside the right foot. We then begin to sweep your right arm up to the sky as we come into your twisted pyramid. Now, if you are more inclined to Iyengar or Ashtanga Yoga, you can place the planted hand on the outside of your right foot. That's the next option. Just takes it a little bit broader in the range. If you're finding that your hips are quite tight, then just keep the hand on the inside of the right foot. We inhale. And as we exhale, frame that front foot, bend the knee, lower the back foot down on a 90-degree angle, circle the left arm all the way overhead to Warrior 2. We take a deep breath in, stretch the front knee, reach the right fingertips forward as we tip over into Trikonasana. You may place your right hand on the right shin, or perhaps tented fingers on the floor. If you're finding that your hamstrings are quite tight, this will be potentially quite an intense stretch. So if you're up a little higher, it just relieves some of that tension. Deep inhale. Shoulders draw away from the ears, looking up to the top fingers. Exhale. One more. And as we exhale, look down to the tippy toes, bend that front knee. Place the right hand inside your right foot or forearm on the knee. Circle the left arm overhead for your extended side angle. Shoulders draw away from the ears. If you are leaning on your forearm, try not to dump down. You want to draw the shoulders away from the ears. I could get you to reach the arm out if I wanted to, and you could do it because you're not leaning on that arm. So we're still lifting underneath the ribs. We inhale. Exhale. Sink low. Press the right knee back to the right edge of the mat. We inhale one more. And as we exhale, let's frame the front foot. Step the right leg back, high plank. Let's lower Chaturanga. Scoop through into up dog. Roll over the toes. Exhale. Down dog. Cleansing breath. Beautiful. On your next inhale, lengthen and lift. Left heel to the sky. Draw the knee in through tiger pose. Place the foot between the hands. Stretch the front knee. Turn your 40 degrees. Keep the hips square to the front of the mat. We lengthen the spine. We exhale forward. So internal corkscrew that back thigh. Drawing the left hip back, right hip forward. And just feel the outer edges of both hips lengthening and extending. If you need to take a slight bend in the front knee, please do so. So long as you're feeling a stretch at the back of that leg, you're achieving the target there. It's opening up through the back line of that body. Again, let the forehead release. We do tend to hold, as a habit pattern, tension right at the base of the skull. We tend to be looking at computers all the time and those muscles get very short. So do let it go. Excuse me. We then take a deep breath in. Let's lengthen the spine, making sure we plug the full sole of the left foot down into the floor. Big toe mound as well, don't let it pop up. We place right hand inside that left foot. We then reach the left arm up to the sky, twisted pyramid. Keep drawing your left hip back, right hip forward. So we're keeping those hips square. Inhale, press down into the right heel of the hand. We're drawing the belly in, lengthen the chest forward to the front of the mat and even the crown of the head, so the whole spine is one long line from the tailbone all the way through to the top of the head. For 3, for 2, and 1. Let's frame that front foot, bend the knee. Lower the back angle, circle the right arm overhead, warrior 2. We inhale, stretch that front knee, a slight tucking under of the pubic bone, lengthen the pubic bone towards the right edge of the mat, reach the left fingertips forward and tip over into your Trikonasana. Maybe look up to the sky. You may wish to look directly to the opposite side of the room or look down to your tippy toes. But continue to press that pubic bone forward and the right hip forward to the right edge of the mat. And feel the lengthening and stretching into the side body as you do that. Inhale. As we exhale, bend that front knee. Option to place left palm inside left foot and circle the right arm over, extended side angle. Or you may wish to have the forearm on the knee. Again, remember, no dumping down, shortening in, everything's extending and away. Pressing the left knee back, really anchor that little pinky toe of the right foot down into the floor. And let's sink low. Let's get into this posture. Open up through those legs. The lower that you can go, still maintaining all of those technique points. Exhale. And we inhale. And exhale, shoulders draw away from the ears. One more, lift underneath the rib cage. Even if your hand's on the floor, we inhale. And as we exhale, frame that front foot. Let's step that left leg back into your high plank, lower chaturanga. We'll scoop through into your up dog. Let's bend the knees, take the big toe mounds to touch and press back into child's pose. And just allow the chest to fall to the floor. Allow everything to release. Beautiful. We're then going to come through to laying your belly down on the floor. We'll take the forehead to the floor, take the arms into a 90-degree position. Placing your right hand into the right armpit, take your left cheek to the floor, and we lift and lengthen that right leg up and over to feel a little stretch through the top of the chest, the left shoulder, And maybe even down through the hip on that right leg. Just allow the weight of the leg to fall to the floor. Try not to force it. We never want to force anything in yoga, just allow the body to find its range. Beautiful. We then exhale, come back to laying belly on the floor, hands at 90 degrees. Taking a deep inhale. Exhale, place left hand palm down by the left armpit. Take the right cheek to the floor. Making sure that this right hand is at a 90-degree angle. We're not bringing the hand in towards the ear. So it's really important that we have it true 90. We then lift and lengthen that left leg up and over. Continue to draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Deep inhale. And an exhale. One more breath. Beautiful. As we exhale, start to unfurl that posture. Place the forehead on the floor. And let's just reach the hands back. Take the back of the hands to the floor, palms up. And just feel the upper back release. Beautiful. We then bring both heels towards the glutes. Take the hands either to the outside of the ankle or turn the palms, take them inside. Depends on the range of motion through your shoulders. So for me personally, I'm a bit tight through my shoulders today, so I'm going to take my hands on the outside of my my ankles. You can either flex the toes or point the toes. Continue to squeeze the knees together, squeeze the glutes. We squeeze the shoulder blades together and we notice that the shoulders flay open. We then continue the upward lift and begin to press into the hands and lift the thighs. We inhale for 3. Back of the neck is long. The eye gaze is just 45 degrees forward, so we don't want to have a crick in the neck and look up. Doesn't feel very nice, so don't do that. Just keep looking forward. And then exhale, take left cheek to floor, legs down, palms down. A little wiggle if you'd like. Let's let it go. And let's do that again. Taking the forehead to the floor. You may wish to change your hand position this time. Experience a slightly different version of the posture if you'd like. Taking a deep breath in. We exhale, press up into your bow pose for 3. Inhale. Exhale for 2. Inhale, exhale for 1. And then let's release gently out of the posture. Take the right cheek to the floor and a little wiggle. Beautiful. And then bring the hands underneath the armpits, tuck the toes under, bring the forehead to the floor. Let's push back through a tabletop into a child's pose with the toes still tucked under. Keeping the forearms down on the floor, we're going to bend those elbows, lift the sit bones, and keeping the toes tucked under, we then stretch the legs as we come into dolphin. Continue to draw the shoulders away from the ears and press the chest towards the long bones of the thighs. For those of you who are working on your Pinchamayurasana at the moment, I invite you to walk those toes forward. Perhaps lengthen one leg. Perhaps have a little moment of tip balance over those forearms. If you're not working on Pincha or you think, what on earth is Sarah saying? I've got no idea what she's talking about. That's absolutely fine. Just stay here. But it's always nice to know where you can go to. Things can always evolve. That's half the fun. Without ego or without striving. But as we get stronger, we can develop a little more. Beautiful. When you're ready, bring the knees to the floor, can untuck the toes and press back into child's pose. We then begin to roll up through the spine. We can tuck the toes under. And for those of you who have a headstand in their practice, this is your opportunity to go for that now. Whether it's a tripod headstand or a standard headstand, whatever you're working on at the moment, have a play. For those of you who do not know how to get into a headstand, maybe you're new to the practice, we're going to have a little play now. So taking your knees together, keeping the toes tucked under. So we want to make sure those toes are tucked under so that we're lifting the sit bones up a little higher. Tuck the chin in, roll down, so we bring the crown of the head as close to your knees as possible to the floor. Place the hands thumb distance away from the thighs and the fingers aligned to the knees. So if I was to get a ruler, place it across the top of the knees, the fingertips and the knees would be in the same line. Squeeze those elbows in. That's really important. If you notice as you look back, they're winging out. No, no, no. Squeeze them in. We then take a deep breath in, press down into the floor with those hands. So don't let them skate around. You need them. They're there for your support. So press them into the floor. Know that they mean business. We then lift the sit bones up onto the tippy toes, squeeze the elbows in. You may wish to stay here. If you had done this last week and you want to move on, then I will guide you to the next stage. We lift heel to glute, knee tucks in, just like a tiger pose. We then can do the same on the other leg as we come into a tuck. Elbows squeeze in, don't let them splay out. Push down into the heel of the hands. You may wish to stay here, or you may wish to start lengthening the legs up to the sky. Keep pushing into the hands, keep pushing the elbows towards the center line. Squeeze them in. Squeeze the inside seam of those legs together. Squeeze the butt cheeks, 100-pound bill between your bum cheeks. Belly in, beautiful. We then come down the way that we went up, a tuck first. Toes down, knees down, forehead release. 3 deep breaths. Well done. And exhale. Now know that wherever you are at on that journey, everyone's different. If it looks absolutely thoroughly overwhelmingly daunting what just happened, it's okay. Happens to all of us when we first do something new, and particularly a headstand, which is not the most natural position to be in, let's face it. But the key is to have a play with your confidence at those different stages. And starting off with a tripod hand position, it feels a lot safer generally, so it's a good one to get your confidence built. And some days you'll want to go for the full expression of it if you want to have a go, and other days you'll be like, no, I'm going to keep my feet on the floor today. I'm not feeling it, and that's fine. That's all about being discerning for you and listening to your body. Knowing your boundaries, what feels right and what doesn't, and honouring it. And that's the most important thing. Goodness me, that's the most important thing in life. So we take a deep breath in. Let's roll all the way up through the spine. That's what I spend a lot of my time with my coaching clients, is actually honing that skill. We extend those legs all the way out in front of you, reach the fingertips to the sky, slight bend in the knees, toes flex. Let's fold forward. And exhale. And then take a deep breath in, reach the fingertips all the way back up to the sky. Let's place the hands down, fingertips towards the heels, point the toes, squeeze the inside seam of those legs together. The option 1 is we can either place soles of the feet on the floor and lift the sit bones high, or if you want to take a little more challenging and you're feeling up for it tonight, you're feeling feisty, like it, let's push those sit bones up and lengthen back. Now remember, it's what you need for you. I always like a little feisty, but if you're not feeling feisty tonight, that's absolutely fine. We can't all feel feisty 110% of the time. There has to be some unfeisty sometimes, right? Beautiful. We then lower the sit bones down to the floor. Bring the knees into the chest. Come up onto that little hover point into your Navasana boat pose. We can hold on underneath the knees. Let's press the chest towards the knees. And do check in with those shin bones. Are they dropping? Are you making yourself heavier than you need to be? Or are they lifting? So that upward lift sensation is what we want. So the shin bones either parallel to the floor or maybe just a little higher. Because if they're there, then we can actually extend them into full Navasana. You're getting the strength, you're developing the strength to be able to do that. But if you're here today, that's fine. If you want to let go, you can also do that. We can hold for 3, for 2, for 1. Squeeze the knees together. We're going to lower down through low boat. We're going to come back up to high boat for 4. Low boat for 3. Who said we were doing ab work? When did this creep in? Last one. And lower down. And then relax. I thought this was yoga, right? Beautiful. We take the soles of the feet to the outer edge of the mat. Let's windscreen wipe those knees in. A little release through the lower back. Beautiful. When you're ready, hug the knees into the chest. Let's give the nose to the knees a little kiss. The fingers on the floor. Extend the heels up to the sky. Flex the toes back towards your face, using your tailbone and abdomen to engage, to peel the lower spine off the floor. Controlled, strong. We lengthen the feet back behind the crown of the head into plow. Place the hands into the small of the back. Feel the release. And belly draws in. And feel the back of the neck release as you do this. If you find it difficult to have the legs fully straight, you can bend the knees and take it into deaf man's pose. And over time, that length in the hamstring will develop. And also along the muscles of the spine. Sometimes we get very tight in the neck and the middle of the back mainly because we're sitting at desks all day. So it's probably that more so than anything that's challenging the range, but you will get there. All being well. We then lengthen the spine all the way down to the floor. Keep the control through the abdomen. And when the sit bones, or the tailbone rather, comes to the floor, we'll bend the knees into your tabletop position. Belly draws in, tailbone plugs down. We cross right flexed foot over left, interlace the fingers into a figure 4, flex both feet, draw the knee towards the chest, and we'll have a little glute stretch. We then release on the exhale, extend both legs up to the sky, toes still stay flexed. We bend the knees at 90 degrees, feel that engagement through the abs. So if your knees are right into the chest, you won't feel the abs engage. Make sure that it is a 90 degree. We then cross left ankle over right knee, interlace figure 4 and draw it in. Exhale. Big deep breath in, squeeze the back of the shoulders to the floor. Heart opening, heart opening, heart opening all the time. And exhale. Beautiful. We'll have a little rock and roll up and down the spine. A couple of times. Come to a seated position. Let's take your right shin, cross it over the left. So we have the ankle over the knee. I'm just going to change my direction here. Take the ankle over the knee and the knee above the ankle. What I tend to find is the crossing tends to happen quite open. We don't want that. We want to cross it right over. So just check in with that. If you find this position is really challenging, it is for some people, I know usually for me on a bad day. Just take the foot in front, and this time you can take them a little bit broader. That's fine, okay? Sometimes we have good days and sometimes we have bad days. Sometimes the body plays well and sometimes it just doesn't want to play at all. So you just have to honor your body where you're at on any given day. We reach the arms up to the sky, take a deep inhale, broaden the chest, look up, reach up, open through the front of the throat. We exhale, fold forward, just let it go. We then begin to roll back up through the spine, lengthen the arms, take the hands down just behind the sit bones. We'll change legs. A seamless transition, try not to crank into it too much. We then reach the arms all the way up to the sky, a little look up, reach up, flex those toes. We fold forward, let it go. And just allow the back of the neck to fully surrender to the floor. This whole back line of the body is our nervous system. Everything that emanates outwards, laterally from the central spine, it's all the nervous system. So when we let the head go, we're just finishing off the end of the nervous system, signaling it to release and wind down. We then walk the hands all the way back in, reach the arms all the way up to the sky, take the hands just behind the sit bones, and I'm going to change my direction again. We'll place the feet about shoulder width apart, take the hands onto the top of the knees. Let's lengthen the chest, always opening, always broadening, allowing the rib cage to expand as we inhale. And as we exhale, let's roll down one vertebrae at a time, tucking the chin in as we go. And we'll extend the legs out, the arms out, and just totally surrender to your Shavasana, that final rest. You've earned it this evening, folks. Let it go. And just notice if the mind in this stillness starts to hijack this peaceful moment. Often when our body stops moving, the mind starts getting really insistent. So the key with taming the mind is to simply observe it. Almost as you do a child having a tantrum. Just watch it happen. Don't engage. Just observe. And then focus on the inhale. And let the thought roll away. Exhale. And if another one jumps in, just repeat the process. And in this observation, also notice if the body likes to get involved with the thought patterning as well. They like to go hand in hand sometimes. Usually a tightening of the mind delivers a tightening of the body. So in this soft, still space of complete surrender, where your body is a puddle, notice if any tightness starts to creep in. And sometimes we have to be insistent. No, not now. Wait. Shavasana is keeping me busy. The tightness and the tension can wait. Or better yet, not even come at all. And feel the body falling through the floor. A heaviness in the limbs. A heaviness in the face, the jaw, the eyeballs. And together, as a collective group, we'll take 4 cleansing breaths, long and languid on the inhales and exhales, to close the practice. We begin. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, in, ex, in, ex. Release the pattern. Allow the fingers to wiggle, the toes to wiggle if you'd like. Maybe draw the knees into the chest, either rock and roll up and down the spine or roll to the right side. And we'll cross the legs in front. Allow the spine to lengthen, maybe give the shoulders and the neck a little roll. Feel yourself settle into your center, wherever that is for you. It may be your third eye space, heart space, your belly, your tailbone, wherever your center is. And anything that you have learnt, having been on the mat, where your mind may go to, perhaps where you hold tension. Maybe you hold tension on one side of the body more than the other. So as we take a deep breath in, bringing the hands to your third eye space in prayer, gently take a bow, my gorgeous yogis, namaste, in reverence to the space that you've given yourself this evening and the trust that you have placed in me guiding you through, especially my new yogis. I do thank you very much.